Each day I'll do a golden deed by helping those who are in need. My life on earth is but a span, so I'll do the best I can. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. While going down life's weary road, I'll try to lift some traveler's load. I'll try to turn the night to day, make flowers bloom along the way. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. To be a child of God each day, my light must shine along the way. I pray to God while ages roll and try to help some troubled soul. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. To meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun.
The beauty of the trees, the softness of the air, the fragrance of the grass speaks to me. The summit of the mountain, the thunder of the sky, the rhythm of the sea speaks to me. The faintness of the stars, the freshness of the morning, the dewdrop on a flower speaks to me. The strength of the fire, the taste of the salmon, the trail of the sun, and the life that never goes away. They speak to me and my heart soars.
Celebration, the celebrating of the journey. I'm going to talk about three things of celebration. First, how we celebrate is usually with events. Secondly, how we celebrate is the energy of understanding that doing in life what you want to do, what you're called to do. The celebration of doing in life what you're called to do and doing it. The third thing I'm going to talk about is the constant dance of this now. The constant dance of this now. There are lots of celebrations going on. Just yesterday, Rock Bend Folk Festival. That's an event. There was an Alzheimer's walk yesterday. That was an event. The Gay Pride parade, that was an event. Our birthdays, that is an event. Christmas and holidays, those are events. And those are events to be celebrated. What I find out that is so miraculous is when I was thinking about this, is that Jesus' first miracle, can you remember Jesus' first miracle? It was at an event. Wedding of Cana. He turned water into wine. He was an event person. He celebrated events, and what that meant, I mean, he could have done anything. He could have did his first miracle of doing anything. He could have walked on water. He could have fed people. He could have brought the sun and the moon and the stars and brought it, but what did he do for his first miracle? He turned water into wine. He was at an event, and he was celebrating. And what that meant for him is that water, and what he was trying to teach, that water had certain limitations. It was a thought process. And he changed it into abundance, which was the flowing of the nicest, most beautiful, most sweetest wine in the world. I've saved for last. The best for last. I've saved it. And it was about abundance and love. So I find that interesting is when we kind of hold ourselves back from events of celebrating, and then we watch Jesus Christ saying, hey, wait a minute, this is life. It is something to celebrate. First miracle. I love wine. Making water into wine. Second, doing in life what you are meant to do and you're doing it. What I've come to understand about that and how we celebrate that is lots of us do not do this because we have a sweeping energy that says, I can't do what I'm called to do because I don't have enough time, I don't have enough concentration, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that. We use this broom in many ways as generalized energy of saying, I can't. It's not possible. And so we literally sweep. We have the largest broom in the world and we begin to sweep away the infinite possibilities that are born in faith. That we can do it. We can do it. And I believe that we are called to do, each of us are called to do in that celebration, to do what you have been meant to do, and to bring that story forth. And to bring that story forth. Because if we are not point on with our story of doing what we have been called to do, then whose story are we living? If we are not point on with our personal story of why we are here, or just being authentic and kind and considerate, if we are not point on with our story, then whose story are we living? So it is something to celebrate when we're living our story. That is the true celebration. And when you are living your story, maybe someone else doesn't like your story, but you're in celebration because you're finally living your story. I had a prolific dream, and I brought a little, obviously, a master came to me. I was dreaming because I needed to go into prayer and meditation, and on that particular night, a master came to me. I don't know the name of the master. I really don't know the name of the master. But when I was talking about, when I was thinking about my journey, our story as Scott was talking about, our story, which Bob was talking about, our story, which is making a difference in the world together and collectively. And when I was told, like, if you're not point on with living your story, whose story are you living? This master in my dream came to me, and it was a man. He had white hair, almost down to his lowering from his bottom, and he had this white gown on, and he handed me an envelope, and it was like this. It just says, "You're invited." And I kind of stared at him when he came to me. He said, "You're invited." And he looked at me and he said, "Open it up." So in the dream. And this is what was in it. To your life.
Wow.
You're invited. I'm inviting you into your life. Your life. And if you're not spot on with living your life, then the master said to me, whose life are you living? Janice, Hope, Gorman. Be authentic, genuine. You're going to make mistakes. Love your imperfections. Be genuine in the truth of who you are. And what indeed Brene Brown constantly says is, even in our stories, which is very interesting. When I was reading about her, she said, your story is so much of value, your life, your story is so much of value, that perhaps it wasn't meant for everyone to hear, because it is such of great value. And that sometimes if you only have 2 or 3 people or 4 people that you begin to share your life with, your joys, your lows, your shame, your foibles, the energy of which indeed you call sometimes our mistakes, which is all learning. When you celebrate that and you share your life, because this is life, that is our life. And when you have those people in your life and you're sharing that, and you still have a place where you belong. When you know that you still belong, and that person loves you, likes you, no matter what. One of my favorite songs is Getting to Know You, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, hoping that you like me. That is what celebration is all about. And that is what we can give to each other. And that is something that is rare and beautiful and mighty. Share that. And when you are sharing that, I was going to scream it, but I know that hurts people's ears. I'm a bit of a child right now. Celebrate that. Celebrate your individuality. Celebrate all of the things of who you are. And let's celebrate each other. Gossiping is flying debris. Talking behind people's backs, or always finding the mistakes of which they do, or this group does, or they're not doing. It's flying debris in the energy of the storm that is out there. And if we repeat that gossip, that's picking up something that's landed and throwing it all over again, it's flying debris. Let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate life. The third is the dance of life. To be present in this energy of now. And what I have found to be truly present in this moment of now, there is no manual. It is just about being totally, completely in the presence of someone when they're speaking, when they're talking, and when we're together as a group and seeing the energy of a high frequency vibration. And the dance, whatever the dance is to celebrate the dance. Whatever your dance is, it's just to continually be in that energy of celebration. So I believe, my brothers and my sisters, and I love the fact that when I met Scott, which I'm thankful for, that immediately we started calling each other my brother. And he immediately started calling me his sister. And when I meet people, and when we are really seeing each other as brothers and sisters, and then we're celebrating, we'll continue to celebrate all of those things. So yes, let's celebrate events. That's why I wanted to give a shout out to the children upstairs. Let's celebrate, celebrate, celebrate events. And you are invited to your life. Let's celebrate the fact that you are being called to come forth and do your story. You're invited to your life. And when you're doing your life, and you're not doing anybody else's, and you're really doing your life, whether it's you trip and fall or whatever you're doing, and you're able to share it, I can point to Tamara because I know she loves me.
Yes.
And I can share things with her, and she can share things with me, and we still love each other. And so we celebrate that. We celebrate those moments. And of course, then the third thing is to celebrate the dance. Just constantly, always remember to celebrate the dance. And the dance is happening within this moment. Just right now. Not impeding the flow with what was. Because how you impede this moment of now and all of the mystery and the magic that it takes to manifest the new world. If you take what you've done in the past and you plop it in the middle of this moment of now, you're impeding that flow. You're blocking that flow. If you're worried and doubtful about the future, you're impeding the flow. So when my brother and I sit down and we talk about how can we have people move into action, be in this moment of now, and know that the power of your choices in this now is affecting what has been happening in the past and what will happen in the future in this now. So my brothers and sisters, because you are my brothers and sisters, I promise you, as I put my hand upon my chest and heart, and I put my hand upon your back, I have your back. I will have your back. I will have your back. So I invite all of you to stand up for one moment. Put one hand on your heart and put the other hand on the person's back.
Okay, here we go.
Then watching the circle of having your hand on your heart and the other person's back, and including the children upstairs, including the world, including our brothers and sisters from all around the world, including Gaia, Mother Earth, going out into this beautiful nature, saying to the trees and the mountains and the salmon, saying to the chickadees and the worms, saying to all the mountains and all the pebbles and the rocks and the rivers, teach me. Teach me. I'll be open to being taught, to receive from you, and that I have you. Because you are my brother and you are my sisters, and I have your back. That is our pledge. And that is our promise as we move out into this glorious and beautiful day. And we will celebrate that. And so it is.
I say a prayer for the lonely man with no hope in his eyes. He stares at the world for fear that he might see the joy in my children's eyes. And I say a prayer for the forgotten child, ignored by his mom and dad. His life is an empty vessel, his energy spent on sad. But we are a cup in the ocean, God is the tide flowing free. We are just one of many flowing to eternity. And I say a prayer for the old lonely guy, his life is empty and alone. He has no place to rest his bones, that truly is his home. And I say a prayer for the battle weary, those that know only war. Their future is bleak, their home is gone, the pain is more and more. But we are just a cup in the ocean. God is the tide flowing free. You are just one of many flowing to eternity. And I say a prayer for the famous man, where the world bends down and adores. He feels their love on the surface, but the man below is ignored. And I say a prayer for the perfect child, innocent and free. They teach us the path of love leading to eternity. But we are a cup in the ocean, God is the tide flowing free. You are just one of many flowing to eternity. We are all just one of